Anyway, so we are back with box office predictions to finish out the rest of the year. Where we'll be covering August through December now, even though that's a really long ways away for people to be predicting, but I think it's fun to do it that early before anyone else does it, just because we're competing with ourselves. Both of us are predicting at the exact same time, and we can go that far ahead together and then just compete with ourselves. It doesn't matter how close we are to the actual numbers, it just matters which one of us was closest to the actual numbers.
Because in most cases, when we're getting like a month or even a week up to the release, I look at the numbers we came up with months in advance. I'm like, oh, way off on that. But
yeah,
just that's part of the fun of it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've been doing it all this year so far, and then yeah, it's been a trip.
Yeah. So far, I think you've been doing a bit better than I have.
Which makes up for last year, because the first half of last year I barely got anything right, which we don't have that documented anywhere, but you have to take our word for it. As we've been doing this since 2013 was our first year.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I was just looking back at, since it's a sequel, Wreck-It Ralph. I couldn't remember. I was thinking we predicted for Wreck-It Ralph, but then I remembered, no, that was a year before we started predicting. When I was thinking of when we predict for the sequel this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should. Any more introductions needed?
That's pretty
good. Okay. Alright, I'm Tucker. He's Wyatt. See our predictions probably above us. If I do it the same format as last time.
There you
go. Alright. So, Christopher Robin. First, I did have a set of predictions I did first before this newer trailer came out a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and since it'll take me over a week to edit this, some of this information might be dated, like if we get a new trailer for anything, or new posters. Hopefully if we get a new poster before I'm finished editing, I can integrate the new poster into the video, but...
Because, some of these movies, especially when we get lower down on the list, haven't even had trailers yet. And for me, having a trailer would probably either have me raise or lower certain predictions based on how good that looks. But these are our rules, so we gotta stand by.
Yeah. So after that new trailer for Christopher Robin came out, I did bump my predictions up a little bit.
That was good news. I was really waiting on that next trailer to know what I even wanted to do with that. And that I'm very curious to see what kind of movie it even is, because Winnie the Pooh in general, I mean, you always think, oh, it's for the kids, but like those cartoon movies get kind of sad.
Yeah, I was thinking
they bum you out.
With this one, it looks pretty gloomy colors, and then but it made me think that I mean, the Tigger movie was pretty gloomy and melancholy and stuff.
It's the Tigger movie.
And there's another thing, like some of the designs, they're kind of I mean, they're all endearing looking, but they are also kind of rough, like they've been through war or something.
Oh, the creepy Winnie the Pooh memes have already started from that last teaser that people have caught up onto that. But this trailer really almost looks like Disney's going an art house approach for this. I never would have guessed that that's where you'd go with Winnie the Pooh, but I like it. It's got my attention. But
I'll be interested to see what we get.
And how lighthearted it is or how just depressing it is now that it's a live action PG movie. See if it's actually lighter than some of the cartoons.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll go and say my numbers first. We predict for opening weekend in the United States, and then United States domestic total, and then worldwide total. So I have opening weekend of 23,
Okay.
a U.S. total of 80, a worldwide of 150.
Okay. And I am going quite a bit higher than you because just I'm thinking it is Winnie the Pooh. That if part of it is Peter Rabbit made so much, I'm trying to decide. Surely Winnie the Pooh's more popular than Peter Rabbit. I don't know. So I'm going higher than Peter Rabbit has done so far, a little bit each. 35 opening, 133 U.S. and 360 worldwide.
Yeah, that's high. It's good to have highs and lows for see who does which.
And I mean, more often than not, where movies actually end up, it's usually right in between our two grosses. So usually we balance each other out. I've noticed. But I'll be curious to see if that's another one kind of happens.
Mm-hmm. Then the next one we're predicting for, it's not really one it's not one we're looking forward to. It's just like the only young adult movie really coming out much.
Really, yeah. Since Maze Runner's already been and left earlier.
Yeah, young adult movies are really getting phased out, and I'm not complaining.
Uh-huh. I mean, if they're any good, sure, I'll take them, but usually they're not, so... and this one, I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, man, I've seen this movie a dozen times before. Which is too bad, because it's from the director of Kung Fu Panda 2. And she co-directed
3. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love Kung Fu Panda 2, but yeah, like when we look at other animated directors that leap to live action, there's like Andrew Stanton going from Finding Nemo and Wall-E to John Carter and
to Stranger Things.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brad Bird and Tomorrowland, and this looks far less interesting than those projects did, and those didn't turn out very well, like in quality or box office, so I'm not expecting a whole lot here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not expecting a whole lot. I have an opening weekend of 9.
Okay.
A U.S. total of 22 million. And a worldwide of 90.
Okay. I agree with every one of your numbers that, like, it would not surprise me if it just did nothing. But with the U.S. numbers anyway, I probably doubled almost all yours. 16 opening, 48 U.S., and 108 worldwide, and none of those are anything spectacular either. So just maybe possibly the market's still there, that since it has been a while, that maybe they'll show up right before school starts. But yeah, I was tempted to go that low too.
I just went for it. I was like,
sure, yeah,
young adult is dead.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like, it killed the Divergent franchise. That's a Divergent franchise.
Divergent, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, yep.
It's like, they didn't even get to their TV movie. I mean, they're never getting to that, right?
Yeah, if they haven't already. I mean...
Did they film anything, or was it just...
I don't know. Not that I'm aware of, but...
It's like, they split it into 2 parts like they shouldn't have, and then first part bombed, so it was like, no, we're not finishing this.
And yeah, from then on, it's been pretty much nothing for the young adult genre. So.
Yep. All right. Next, we have another silly-looking one. Giant shark movie called The Meg with Jason Statham. I'm still confused at what the exact pronunciation of his name is. Statham.
That's what I've heard the most. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
But yeah, just we know how good every shark movie after Jaws has been, and just always the biggest hits at the box office too. That just every year, like there's a giant shark movie that's like number, I don't know, in the top 5 at least. Box office, no. Just yeah, this one by default looks like the biggest shark movie we've had since Jaws, but that doesn't mean it looks any good. I mean, it could be dumb fun, but
it's gonna be bigger overseas because I think it's another one that's Chinese.
China. It would kind of surprise me if it made much anywhere else other than China. So
I guess Fast and Furious franchise made China aware of Jason Statham maybe, and they're trying to cash in off that.
What, that one sequel he did, The Mechanic, like that was big in China and wasn't anywhere else. So
okay,
we'll see.
So yeah, for United States, I have opening weekend of 17.
Okay.
US of 48. And a worldwide of 210. About, I had a fart there.
Oh. Okay. And so I'm going opening weekend 14.
14. Ooh. I thought I was low.
Just, I don't know. Is anyone going to go to this?
No.
US 40.
I mean, we'll probably go if it's local, but yeah. I mean,
yeah, sure. Because we're one of the rare few that go and check out any blockbuster that's playing near us.
Yeah.
But and then worldwide, bumped up by those China grosses, 265.
265. What was your US again?
40. You were talking during.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about that one. It's just, yeah.
And then that
Big
wraps
shark.
up August there.
August on to September.
Yep.
My
a
month.
after August. Your birthday
My
month.
birthday month. I'll have a movie on my birthday. No.
Poor Tucker. Yeah, I've got the cushy June birthday, so I've always got those summer blockbusters to go to. You've got Labor Day. There's always the best movies coming out on Labor Day.
Yep.
And then I've got Incredibles 2 a couple days after my birthday.
Yep. Lucky duck.
Well, the last couple years I've had The Mummy and Warcraft, so...
okay, yeah. I guess, yeah.
I don't think I've been that lucky. But, yeah, now it's Incredibles, so I think that's going to be at least better than those two. But,
hopefully.
Uh-huh.
So, starting out September is The Predator reboot? Question mark?
Yeah. In other words, did anyone ask for this? Like any of the Alien sequels that came and what, a few years ago, I thought we had already had the Predator reboot. That didn't do very well. Oh, but it's a franchise people know about, so you gotta keep trying it, just like those Alien movies that aren't really doing so hot right now, so...
And yeah. From the director of Iron Man 3 and a few other movies that we regret watching.
Yeah. Everyone else seems to like them. It wasn't. Neither of those were did anything for me.
Uh,
But yeah, sure, Iron Man 3 was a hit for him because it was Iron Man 3, but I don't think anyone, like casual audience members, really get excited by the name Shane Black. So
mm-hmm. Not, yeah. So it's too soon to tell whether I really think this movie's gonna be any good or not. The trailers didn't really throw me. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm just kind of guessing basic Terminator sequel territory with opening weekend of 34.
Okay.
U.S. total of 86 and a worldwide of 240.
Okay. And for me, the Predator series has never been anywhere as big as Terminator or Alien,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's actually paired with Alien, and then it's not that big to begin with. But yeah. So I'm going 28 opening,
Mm.
U.S. 67, worldwide 210, which is quite a bit lower than Alien Covenant did on all accounts, and that was Ridley Scott and oh, him coming back to the Alien franchise. That's not a Prometheus movie, it's Alien. And
Prometheus still made more money.
yeah, way more. So just if people weren't excited about that. And in September, usually things don't break out huge in September unless they're sequels or kids movies maybe, but blockbusters usually don't do so hot.
Mm-hmm. And next we have a children's book adaptation, kind of sorcery haunted house mischief. The house with a clock in its walls.
That isn't Goosebumps 2.
Yeah,
That's coming later, but you watch this trailer and it looks like Goosebumps.
I think the
2.
market is going to be confused since it's Jack Black and just it's basically Goosebumps with sorcery.
And I really enjoyed that trailer. It sure got my interest.
I'm definitely more interested in this than Goosebumps 2.
Which hasn't had any trailer yet, so and doesn't actually have Jack Black this time. He's
just voicing Slappy.
But we'll get into
yeah,
that.
we'll talk about that later. But yeah, still not guessing a hit because I was not expecting that.
And normally darker kids movies don't do so hot anyway. So yeah, I never was expecting it to do much, but yeah. So what do you got?
I have just a 15 million opening.
Okay.
With a 48 million total and a worldwide gross of 110.
Okay. And I'm going a lot lower than you. Opening weekend 7.
Ouch.
US 24. Worldwide 75.
I thought I was low.
Just, I don't know, just a bunch of different variables seem to be stacking up against it, and then I don't know how many families are gonna see the trailers. Ooh, mommy, let's go see a house with a clock in its walls. It's not like something like Goosebumps that they already know what it is, and you know, Goosebumps, it's a quick, easy title to say.
And since it might be one that, even though it's PG, it might be more popular with adult audiences because of the director's more of a horror director, and it's Amblin produced.
But yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll break out. But just this theatrical market, even just this year alone, has been so unpredictable. It seems like everyone's starting to lean more toward the streaming stuff anyway. So anything that's not like that one big movie just seems to just be forgotten about. So I don't know. We'll see.
So moving on to the next Warner Animation Group movie, Smallfoot. This one I am kind of sad that it doesn't look quite as good as the usual the revised Warner Animation movies.
Uh-huh.
I thought they'd been on a pretty good roll lately.
Except for Ninjago, really was it? Their only weak link at the moment for me.
Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about that one, but I
Uh-huh.
still think that one looks better than this one, or that one was better than this one looks, is what I'm saying. Um, and yeah, one thing I've always been kind of fascinated by how it works out that this is the second movie from Warner Animation that is actually animated by Sony. But I think probably the creative team and the writing team is all still in Warner Brothers. Just they farm the animating work out to Sony Pictures Imageworks, which is their effects company that doubles as their animation studio.
Uh-huh.
And because Storks was the other movie that was animated by Sony, that was actually a Warner Brothers movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of confusing because the style looks like Sony. They don't try to put their own style into it. As you think if they're a effects studio, they could put a little different style, but it just looks like Sony.
Uh-huh. But yeah, so speaking of Storks, it's coming out pretty much the same weekend that Storks did a couple years ago, and Ninjago last year, and so those movies didn't do the best. But then on on the flip side, Sony Animation has had a lot of success in September with both Cloudy movies, the first two Hotel Transylvania movies, and so yeah, I'm curious to see if this one's going to be another whiff for Warner Animation in September, or kind of it. There are some similarities to Hotel Transylvania that if it'll tap into that market there, or if, since we are getting a Hotel Transylvania movie in summer, if if that's gonna be enough for kids and they're gonna forget about this one. But
Yeah. So I'm guessing basically the smallest Warner animated movie so far.
okay,
At least I think.
I don't know, say the numbers, I can tell you.
Opening weekend of 18.
Yeah, that would be the smallest.
US of 60 and worldwide of 130.
Okay. I'm going a little higher than their past September ones, just because this one seems to have a little more star power, and I don't know,
It might be why I'm not too crazy about it, because I don't like the voice cast.
yeah. Oh, Channing Tatum has done nothing for me in the trailers, and everyone else just seems really bland. But yeah, it's really hard to tell which ones the kids are just gonna flock to and which ones they won't. But so opening weekend 29,
Mm-hmm.
US 102, and worldwide 338. So yeah, essentially in the middle of the weaker Warner September releases, and like Hotel Transylvania, really.
Now we'll be getting into October,
Uh-huh.
and first one on our radar would be Sony's Venom movie.
Yeah.
I should have. Usually I remember if there's a big Sony movie, then I'd call it Sony's Venom movie.
You did on my sheet.
I did.
Yeah, see?
Oh, because you were covering up.
Yeah,
reference.
don't sneak.
I wasn't looking. Sorry, I must have forgot on my that
I have Sony's Venom.
because it's my handwriting, so you didn't put that on.
No,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
why I said you did it.
Okay.
Wouldn't lie on camera.
Oh.
But yeah, so this is Sony's latest attempt to branch out the Spider-Man universe, which went oh so well before with the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Just
It's like their best success in the latest years is to team up with the MCU, and I think like that should be their game plan. to let MCU handle creative control.
But this is weird because from the beginning, the Sony head has been acting like it is secretly part of the MCU. And then Kevin Feige over at Marvel's like, no, we have nothing to do with this. This is not the MCU. And then they keep going, oh, no, it is, though. And Kevin's like, no, stop it, it's not. Okay? We don't want any part of this. And so yeah, little rumors. Oh, Tom Holland is gonna show up. No, he's not. Stop saying that. And so, just all of this has me just not worried because it's not like I had any investment in this to begin with. But I'm just like, what are we doing, guys?
Especially, they haven't confirmed the rating yet because at first they were advertising like it was going to be R.
Yeah, they were gloating about it. It's going to go straight into the horror genre. It's going to be a horror, hard R, scary horror movie. they kept just pounding that point in, and it's like, okay, it's going to be scary then. And then I start getting a little excited because, it'll be different from all the other superhero movies then, not just the same that we've seen over and over again. I see these trailers, it's the same that we've seen over and over again. It doesn't look scary, it doesn't look dark.
And now there's unsurety whether it will be PG-13.
The last rumors I heard was, that was going to be 13. And not confirmed, but I'm like, that was really the only thing you guys had going for.
Not that I'm one of those guys who thinks R-rated movies are the best and want
No.
to see everything R-rated. I really don't. But I think that would have been one that, if they could make it good, it would benefit from the R rating.
It could have been rated R and been really cruddy too. Like, look at like A Good Day to Die Hard.
No,
Fans were just screaming for them to make it R, and that didn't help things one little bit.
no.
But yeah, a good R-rated movie would have been something that would have caught my interest, like kind of like Logan. But yeah, this doesn't look good, and it doesn't look R.
Yeah, I am actually going to call it right now that this is going to be this year's Fan Force Stick.
Oh,
I'm just going to say it right now. It's going to have like under 20% Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah. So you're saying critically and not box office?
Critically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's probably going to be a little better in box office.
Because Fan Force Stick just didn't make anything. It was one of the biggest superhero flops we've had recently. But no, I completely agree with you. Critical rating wise, it's going to do horrible.
Which, who knows, if it does do horrible, it could make a lot less than I'm predicting. I'm kind of predicting, like, maybe it's not going to be that bad critical. Because if it was that bad critical, it would probably make less than I'm predicting.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, look at something like Suicide Squad. It had horrible reviews. For some reason, not as bad as Fan Force Stick. Just, I can put up with Fan Force Stick. I cannot put up with Suicide Squad. But, yeah, just this whole thing.
Alright, we should probably get the numbers.
Yeah,
It's just,
probably.
yeah, it's just not too crazy about how this one looks so far. Yeah, oh. Okay.
I just remembered what I was going to say. Just one quick thing. It's from the director of Zombieland. I really enjoy Zombieland. Every single movie after that has had horrible critic ratings. And so that's why I think this too will have a horrible critic rating. But anyway,
Okay.
on to the numbers. We need.
Now this is actually much less than my first numbers, I think, first number I put down was 75 opening weekend.
Sure, yeah. But before this latest trailer, I was thinking it has potential to do really big box office because, kind of like Deadpool, it's a fan favorite character that they want to see get redeemed, so it could do nuts. But yeah, this last trailer did no favors for
So
it.
I just kept throughout the past couple of days, I just kept bumping it down until now. Now I'm settled at 50.
50.
So 50 million opening weekend, which if it has terrible critic rating, I'd see it going down to 30 or something.
Sure.
And then a U.S. total of, let me find it. I lost my the location on my paper. U.S. total of 120 and worldwide of 350.
Okay, not too far off from me. Yeah, like earlier this week, trying to put these numbers together, like I was thinking, like, oh, high 60s, maybe, and then kept lowering for opening, and I'm still gonna go the October record with 58, just barely beating like Gravity and The Martian, but then after that, just having no legs whatsoever, 137 US and 420 worldwide. That just the idea of a first movie with Venom being enough to make some money, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And after what, pretty soon, if not already, the highest grossing movies of the year are going to be Black Panther, Infinity War, and Deadpool. So surely by the time we get to the end of the year, people are going to be a little tired of superhero movies. We'll get into that more a little later, but just so many superhero movies.
I just realized, it just hit me now that that the Dark Phoenix movie wasn't on this list. They bumped that into next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it kind of left a gaping hole in November that it would have opened the first weekend of November, and now it's gone to President's Day weekend next year, which has had a lot of luck with superhero movies, and that's another one I'm not expecting much. But yeah, so that
don't want to talk too much about that.
Sure, but that would have made the end of this year just a lot more crowded with more superhero movies. So,
but yeah, just realize that I can't keep track of the X-Men movies now. They've been moving around so much.
Oh man, they've just musical chairs almost. How many times has New Mutants moved now?
They should make the sequel to They should make Deadpool 3 a musical.
Oh man, I was getting tired of Deadpool, but that would actually really gain my interest back.
Yeah. Anyway, actually, I want.
You want the musical Deadpool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it would be a way to mix it up.
If by the end of this whole deal, if the name 20th Century Fox is still involved with Deadpool, just say from the company that gave you The Greatest Showman, and then that's your marketing campaign right there.
Anyway, so if I move on finally from that,
and not much to say about this.
Yeah, we had already discussed it with House with a Clock in Its Walls. Just Goosebumps 2 now. Without
what's it called now? Haunted Halloween.
Haunted Halloween. I just have Goosebumps 2 on my sheet because I'm not nailing down a title yet because it might change again.
At first, it was Goosebumps Horrorland. Then it was Goosebumps Slappy Halloween. I thought that was one of the worst titles I had ever heard. So, yeah, I was glad to see a couple of weeks later, then they changed it to Haunted Halloween. Fine, whatever. It's better than Slappy Halloween. But, yeah, doesn't have Jack Black as the lead this time.
Yeah, not his face.
That's really gonna be a strike against it, I think. But yeah, no trailer yet, so just pure speculation.
Pure speculation.
Yeah, and Goosebumps 2, pure speculation. There's a better title for you. All right.
Yeah, so I'm just guessing a little bit less than the first one with the opening weekend of 20.
Okay.
U.S. of 65 and worldwide of 125.
Okay. I am going a little lower than the first one with an opening weekend of 20.
Oh, no.
And then a US of 52.
Oh,
And then worldwide 115.
115.
So pretty darn close.
Tied with me. Opening weekend.
It's fun to
That
have
happens.
at least one little tie here.
Yeah, it's fun. We were on the same page for once.
Okay, so I'm very curious to see what you've got for this next one. Mowgli, that it's the competing Jungle Book movie from Warner Brothers this time, not Disney.
And directed by your boy,
The legend.
your boy Andy Serkis. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if that's weird.
The
Call him
one,
that.
the only. No, go ahead.
So I'm not. I've never. I don't know if I've ever used that phrase before, so it sounds unnatural to me.
If you don't already know, Disney's Jungle Book was a huge hit, almost made $1 billion. And so, yeah, I was really curious to see that they kept saying this one was going to be like the darker, more realistic Jungle Book. And I'm like, okay, so it's going to look very different from Disney's then. And I watched this trailer and I'm like, it doesn't look all that different. And the stuff that does look different actually looks a little more on the cartoonier side than Disney somehow.
Disney's animal designs were hyper realistic,
Uh-huh.
and this one, the animal designs look much more cartoony.
Yeah, and so if the movie really does go a darker route, since this will be PG-13, I'm not sure if those animal designs are going to be really jarring if they're like tearing each other apart and like there's apparently bloody images. Is that going to look weird? It's just a trailer, so maybe it'll look a bit better in the final product. But yeah, I was just really mixed on that trailer. It looked good, but some parts looked almost straight from the Disney one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are other, like, just regular audience goers? Can you go to an audience? Moviegoers.
Audience goers.
I don't think that's right. Anyway, I'll stop talking.
Yeah, I'm really at a loss for. I mean, we're never sure with these things, so I just threw numbers at the paper. That opening weekend, 35 million.
Okay.
I could be less, could be more. I probably guessed less, but anyway, opening week. Not. I already said opening weekend. U.S. of 115, and worldwide of 320.
Okay. So, yeah, I've got opening weekend 27 and US of 70. I just think people are going to be really confused and it's not going to be able to like cash off of Disney's or anything. But then worldwide making up for it with 446.
Wow.
Because in most cases they still do like their CGI extravaganzas, like Disney and not Disney, China and India might make up for it, but because Disney's version became the biggest movie in India, so maybe this will be the same there. Who knows?
Yeah. And the next one is another puzzle. Did you end up guessing for it?
Yeah, I just threw some numbers together. I didn't really want to do this one because there's no trailer.
And yeah, I have no idea if it's even gonna keep on the release schedule.
It's Bad Robot, and lately they seem to just love just juggling their release schedule like nuts.
And since it's a secretive Paramount Bad Robot production, they claim it's not Cloverfield, but you know, people are never gonna let them live that down. They're just gonna be making Cloverfield jokes and try and tie it in with the Cloverfield franchise till the end of time. If they do anything that's kind of even sort of sci-fi, they're gonna think it's Cloverfield.
Yeah.
So yeah, the poster I found was a goofy fan made poster that called it Clover Lord.
No, that's hilarious, actually.
Um, yeah, apparently it's World War II set,
Uh-huh.
and something to do with Nazi experiments. Anyway, it's labeled as a horror movie, maybe. I don't know if that means it's more like thriller these days, but we'll
And
see.
it's gonna be a hard bloody R too, so that I don't know. Cloverfield Paradox probably would have been an R, wouldn't it have been if it
I
was
don't
released in
know.
theaters? It got pretty close anyway.
It was, I mean, it was MA on Netflix.
Right.
It was, it sure seemed like it was borderline. I don't know what it would have been rated.
Uh-huh. So, did we ever actually say what the title of this one was?
Overlord. Their working title. I don't know. It may not even keep that title.
It could be called something completely different. It could be released
On Netflix
somewhere
next week.
completely different.
Released on Netflix.
No, really. I mean, they've apparently got it finished if it's got an MPA rating and all that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so what do you got?
Opening weekend at 10 million.
All right.
US of 25.
All right.
Worldwide 70.
All right. I've got an opening weekend 11. US 23. Worldwide 50. So,
Yeah.
kind of on the same
Don't know anything
speculation
about it.
page. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I didn't want to do this one.
Well, it's fun.
It's fun.
I thought it'd be a fun conversation piece.
It is.
Because it's fun to poke fun at the Cloverfield.
Uh-huh.
Even though it's not Cloverfield.
Uh-huh. But it could be.
It could be,
Who
yeah.
knows?
It could be Nazis' fault for the monsters, you know.
Okay. That'd be something, I guess.
Even though they seem like they're pulling them out of alternate dimensions. But we won't get into that. No need to get into that now.
The Cloverfield paradox fried my brain.
Yeah.
What does it all mean?
Yeah. And was that the last one
That
in October?
wraps up October. That's all we're doing there.
And then, so starting out November would be Disney's Nutcracker movie.
Yeah.
The Four Realms, or from the Four. What is it called?
Nutcracker and the Four Realms?
Yeah.
What those four realms are, I do not know.
Think of all the Disney fantasy movies, this one's probably going to be about the least popular.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not sure who out there is really begging for. I don't know if there's four realms. Does that mean sequels would cover more realms and you'd have your little Nutcracker cinematic universe?
Or they're cramming all the Four Realms into one 100-minute movie.
Sure. And that would work perfectly, I'm sure.
I don't even know what the realms specify.
Me neither.
You know, I don't know anything about Nutcracker.
It's, as far as I know, it has nothing to do with the classic story. Whatever that is. It's not like I pay attention to that either. I don't watch ballet.
No, just kind of
Or Barbie's Nutcracker or
probably point out the classic themes because they've been in enough Christmas
I'm familiar
movies.
with those.
Yeah, enough Christmas movies have had the themes, but
I'm educated on some front, okay?
yeah, okay. Opening weekend, come to think of it, I'm not, for United States, I'm not guessing quite as low as Alice 2, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Unless I can't remember what Alice 2 made.
No, I can tell you. Tell me what your numbers are.
Opening weekend of 30.
I think that's less than Alice's.
I wasn't sure if Alice made 27 or something.
I want to say 33, but
Okay.
could be 28, 33. Okay, maybe I couldn't tell you. I lied. But I want to say 33.
Okay. Yeah, U.S. total of just 100.
Okay.
And worldwide of 200.
Okay. So, not too far off from you, but pretty close. 25 opening weekend. U.S. 84. Worldwide 230. I mean, if this is something mind-blowing or something, it could make more, but I'm not expecting it to be, so.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so after discussing the Nutcracker, which is a Christmas-themed motion picture. Now we go over to another such venture that might make a little more than Nutcracker. I'm thinking it will probably be the biggest movie of the holiday season. I'm thinking. And so, The Grinch, what are you thinking? Got a few words to say on this subject.
A little bit of a history. Illumination.
It's the scum of the earth.
Basically. Yeah, I think First Despicable Me probably still isn't that bad. Maybe.
Frankly, I'm afraid to go back to it.
Yeah, just when it first came out, in the moment, we were young enough.
Yeah.
We liked it well enough.
Uh-huh.
After that, we were incredibly disenchanted with Illumination's work.
Give me a t-shirt with that, please. We're incredibly disenchanted with Illumination's work. I like it. Okay. So.
Yeah, just... It seemed like minimal effort with very focused brainwashing techniques. Basically, just to rake as much money as they can without spending much money at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, it for us, none of their movies really click with us, and it just seems like cash grabs.
No. Very much so.
And yeah, what was it? I saw Sing in theaters. That was the last one. I'm like, Sing, actually, it exceeded my expectations, but still, I was like, no, I'm not seeing another one of these movies. There were things to like about Sing, but I don't want to see another one.
Sure. Just,
so yeah.
Overall, it was mediocre.
Refusing to... maybe it was during Despicable Me 3's advertising run.
Right there in the theater when the preview started, you were like, nope.
Yeah, that's when I started my Illumination boycott, that I'm refusing to watch any trailers. If they play in theaters, I'm probably going to close my eyes and plug my ears like a little baby. And yeah, I'm not seeing another one in theaters or on DVD. I don't know, you might probably...
Theater, I don't know. It'll depend on the mood, because I don't want to give money to it, of course, but I like seeing things for myself and just know exactly what it is. But I mean, we know what it is, but you know what I mean. But I don't think I'll be able to drag anyone to go with me. I mean, and it's in the same boat as you. He refuses to see the trailer for some stupid reason. I watched the trailer, and now I'm just alone in my poor little Illumination hole.
Katie refused to see
it. No,
too.
I keep telling you guys how bad it is, but I need someone to share my pain.
Katie won't share?
No, she refuses to watch it too. Just, this looks really bad. We're huge fans of the classic Dr. Seuss short.
Not the Jim Carrey.
Oh.
I know people are fans of that one too, but yeah, we're not fans of that one. We haven't actually even seen it, but we've seen enough.
Enough, yeah. But what's really confusing is that, like, when they greenlit this, I'm like, oh, by default, it'll be at least better than the Jim Carrey one. And I watched this trailer, I'm like, okay, technically, it is better, but is it, though? Because they're not trying.
Jim Carrey one had production design.
And the perfect actor for the role. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch would have been great. He doesn't sound like he works. The few lines he had, I'm like, that's not right. I'm not a Dr. Seuss purist. I am a purist of the original cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
That is a classic. And why do you keep ruining it, Hollywood? But
Yeah, we'll just stay home. I don't. When was the last time I actually watched the cartoon? Seems like I remember to watch Charlie Brown's Christmas each year, but I always forget about the Grinch for some reason.
I might have forgotten last year, but I don't know, the last couple of years I know of. I'm like, hey, I should watch that. But, I mean, it's one of those things I've got memorized in my brain anyway from watching it every week when I was a kid. But for Christmas, anyway. Not like summertime. Oh, popping the Grinch. But and yeah, I understand Illumination movies. They're technically harmless for kids. I can see why kids like them. Now we're jaded adults. We're allowed to gripe. Let us gripe. If you like their movies, I'm like, okay, whatever. And strangely enough, I'm like one of the only defenders of the Minions movie, which is really odd. I keep forgetting that. Oh yeah, I actually like the Minions movie. It's weird because then I'm perfectly fine with just bashing everything Illumination, but just okay.
All right,
Enough
numbers.
said. Enough said.
Numbers. So yeah, I'm guessing could be bigger, but opening weekend of 95.
Okay.
U.S. total of 340.
Mm-hmm.
Worldwide of 675, because I looked at some of the other numbers and Dr. Seuss worldwide hasn't been very big ever.
I was curious to see if you were going to catch on that, or if I was curious to see if you were just gonna it's Illumination, give it $1 billion or not, because I mean it might happen, but yeah, I noticed that too, and just like Lorax was huge in U.S. and did not make anything overseas, and I was shocked by the numbers the Jim Carrey Grinch made overseas. I mean that was how many years ago, but that barely made anything either. But so so I'm going opening weekend 112, because sure we were guessing 100 million openings for Despicable 3, and that one really fell short of those, but this is a new franchise, so I'm thinking that'll get people interested again. But US 370, which would make it the biggest Illumination if it hit that mark, and by a slim margin. But worldwide 775. But I don't want to talk about this one anymore.
No, throw out the boycott. I mean, not not that we're stopping it, but just I won't think about it anymore. We're
out
babies.
of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Next is the sequel to Fantastic Beasts, and I'm actually thinking that it's a bad choice to include Johnny Depp, and it's going to kill the franchise.
I concur.
I'm guessing a drop. Opening weekend's gonna drop to 58.
Okay.
U.S. total of 160,
Okay.
and worldwide of 580.
Okay.
That's just 10 times more. I didn't realize I did that, as I did opening weekend of 58 and worldwide of 580, so it's like 10 times the opening weekend.
That's funny. But just I don't know. As far as I can tell, to make this franchise work, you need to keep it about the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
First one, Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Okay, what else are you going to do with the Fantastic Beasts in the sequels? Well, now it's Fantastic Beasts, the Crimes of Grindelwald. Oh, are you saying he's a beast then?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense, but And yeah, the trailer looked like it had its share of beasts, but yeah, I'm on the same page as you. That what you said 58 opening
Yeah.
weekend. Opening weekend 59.
Huh.
So yeah, we're on the same page, bro. US 168. And worldwide, I'm thinking, yeah, we've seen movies like Transformers really just plummet from previous entries, but it's recent enough that some, again, might not see that far of a drop off, but 697, which would still make it by far the lowest Wizarding World movie, but yeah.
Now we're moving on to Thanksgiving weekend, and all of Thanksgiving movies open on a Wednesday, but we usually still predict for just the 3-day weekend for any movies that open midweek. It makes it confusing, but
Sure, but
it's yeah.
yeah, me personally, I can't predict like 4 or 5 day weekends. It's nearly impossible for me. But I mean, I can't predict 3 day weekends either. Because look at my 160 prediction for Solo for 3 days. Oh, poor Solo.
Poor
You weren't
Solo.
that bad, Solo. But yeah. So this Thanksgiving, we've got our share of movies. We've got 2 sequels, Creed 2, Wreck-It Ralph 2, and we've got another reboot of Robin Hood that does anyone care about. So,
Yeah. First, we'll cover Creed 2. I am kind of curious about what this one's going to be like. Haven't heard much. Have we heard any plot details?
it will be about him battling Ivan Drago's son and
I didn't follow the original franchise very closely.
yeah,
So.
I'm shady on it. And starting the synopsis, I'm like, what? Oh, Dolph Lundgren is coming back.
Is that a good idea?
Exactly. I mean, the goodwill of the first Creed will still be there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So maybe the diehard Rockyists will be excited. I don't know. I mean, it's not like anyone really cares about Dolph Lundgren. Man, there's 2 major holiday releases with Dolph Lundgren. He's gonna be in Aquaman too. What's going on?
He's
It's
making his
weird.
comeback.
Ooh!
Um,
I'm
Anyway.
excited. No, I'm not.
I'm just thinking my predictions are based on goodwill from the first movie. I don't know. It probably depends how accurate these are. It depends what the reception is of this sequel.
Sure.
Since we have no idea what it is, I have no expectations thus far.
Why didn't I do my research? I can't remember if the director doing this one is anyone noteworthy.
I did look him up. He directed one festival film,
Okay.
and then basically that's it.
Okay. Anyway, he's not
Maybe.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
The first film really benefited on him directing it. I do not expect this film to have the critical reception of the first one or any Oscar nominated performances like the first one, but I'm expecting the goodwill to still pass on somewhat. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, based on goodwill, hoping that it'll be good, I have that 3-day weekend prediction of 36 with a U.S. total, a leggy U.S. total to 150 and a worldwide of 230.
okay. Yeah, so opening weekend, not too far off, 38. Not going quite as lucky with you because December is packed, man. US 132 and then worldwide 225. So again, right next to you there.
Okay. Then we'll be going to next Thanksgiving Wreck-It. Is it officially Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2 is what they're calling it now. I think it's technically too late to change it since there's posters and trailers. You need to reverse it, guys. I think most people are on the same page. That's not right. Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Sounds better, anyway. And with that whole title just being a pun of the Kardashians, I'm not a fan of that either.
Really? I didn't even realize that.
Because I don't know if on multiple accounts Kim Kardashian broke the internet, or people make jokes about, oh, she tweeted her body, so a picture of her body. I mean, not actual. Anyway, so she broke the internet, and that's all I want to say about Kim Kardashian. No more, no more. So, just. Yeah, so the whole concept of this one is a little odd. I think you agree.
Yeah.
We were huge fans of the first trailer.
Yeah. And because it had a retro vibe, and now they're having the retro characters get introduced to all the modern stuff. I feel like that could go wrong very easily.
Uh-huh. It could feel a lot worse if we hadn't already had the Emoji Movie, but now that we've had that, and that feels like the worst case scenario, it's like, okay, now you guys kind of know what to avoid. And Disney has been on a roll, and it's a sequel to a much loved previous entry, and the trailers look fun. Just, I don't give a darn about social media myself, so I guess the kids will like it.
I think any movie, even if it's smart, if it overuses plugs it puts me off.
If they find a really creative way to have a message that maybe you need to tone it down a little bit with social media or something like that, then that'll help win me over. But yeah,
it's probably best if I keep my expectations low so I'm able to be surprised.
Mm-hmm. But I've been enjoying everything I've seen from it so far.
So yeah, I'm guessing a little less than the first one made.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. That's probably based on my own opinion.
Sure.
3-day opening weekend of 40.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. total of 170, and worldwide of 440.
Okay. And I'm going a bit higher than the first one on all accounts. 54 opening weekend, because I do think that new Hook is going to pull in the kids a little better with the old one that was more aimed for, the older audiences remembering what an arcade is, and the kids, what are they talking about? Why aren't they talking about new technology? Oh, okay. I don't know. We'll see. But
they still have games and theater lobbies and stuff. It's not like arcades are completely dead.
Exactly. Otherwise, why would they make a movie about it? But US 218, worldwide 612.
Okay.
And then, what is there to say about Robin Hood?
Robin Hood.
Just called Robin Hood.
They didn't try to do
horrible
anything else.
Right there. No extra little title. Like, at one point it was going to be Robin Hood Origins. That's stupid, but at least we haven't had a movie called Robin Hood Origins before.
The last Robin Hood movie, big notable Robin Hood movie, was called Robin Hood. Mm-hmm. The Ridley Scott one, which did make money.
Mm-hmm. Not enough to make it a hit, but still a respectable amount.
Yeah.
And
this one,
that one had big director, big star, and this one
and that their combination has been successful in the past of the previous movie, not this one. But I'm not good. This ain't gonna make any money. 11 million opening.
Okay.
36 total and 125 worldwide.
Okay. I was reminded doing research that just thinking about famous. Was Robin Hood a literary character? Were there books on Robin Hood? I don't. That doesn't sound right.
Oh, surely if he's been a legend, somebody's
All
wrote a
right, let's
book.
say these
We're gonna.
legendary characters.
It's a legendary. There's probably some sort of literary. I don't know. We should have done our fact checking.
Anyway, thinking legendary characters that have had modern reboots over the Thanksgiving weekend, I was reminded of Victor Frankenstein that had an opening weekend of less than 3 million. I do not expect Robin Hood to be that low, but it wouldn't surprise me because who wants this? But
So what are you guessing?
I'm guessing opening weekend of 6. So lower than you.
About half of me.
More than double of Victor Frankenstein. But I mean, Daniel Radcliffe is at least a star. I mean, Taron Egerton has been in stuff, but he's not like, oh, on social media you know exactly who Taron Egerton is.
Yeah, but Daniel Radcliffe's still in the shadow of Harry Potter. His movies outside
Very
of Harry
much
Potter
so.
haven't really.
Which Victor Frankenstein
anything.
proved, yes. But yeah, US 18, worldwide 68. So man, you weren't expecting much, and I'm expecting a lot less than you.
Yeah, now I feel bad that I guess so much. I guess 11 million.
Who knows? Maybe the kids will think, hey, it's
Kids,
it's the modern take of Robin Hood we've all wanted.
do kids care about
think
Robin
so.
Hood?
I don't think so, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten. What were we talking about?
Now, December.
Yep.
December's pretty packed, but I feel like all the movies are gonna be kind of stealing each other's thunder,
Uh-huh.
and nothing's really gonna break out too much except the last one that we'll get to.
Okay. I was just curious if we'd be on the same page of that one.
And there's another one that I think will be unique enough that'll make money. Maybe I guess too much for it. I don't know. We'll see. I might be my over prediction of the year, but
Alita Battle Angel, really.
yeah.
Okay, so before we get to that,
The newest film produced by Peter Jackson and his production company, but directed by just one of the guys that is in his team.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. His
Yeah.
TM. Mortal Engines book adaptation.
Technically a YA film, I've heard
Really?
people describe it as.
Because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We won't get into another YA
We'll see
conversation,
if
but
this can save that idea. If you make something really ambitious.
yeah.
This at least looks ambitious.
Uh-huh.
I'll give them that.
Production design's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Helps things. But, yeah. I wasn't sure whether to go smaller than I end up doing. I didn't edit my predictions in the past couple days. I have a little note in question mark saying smaller. Should I make it smaller? But I didn't end up editing it.
Uh-huh.
I have 20 million. I don't know. That might be too big. But U.S. total of 65 and a worldwide of 215.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what almost always ends up being the case in December, it always depends on how good the movie actually is. If this is just mind-blowing, then yeah, there's a chance it could be one of the biggest end-of-the-year hits. Yeah, I was having trouble deciding where to go. I'm going opening weekend of 18 with the possibility of those huge December legs. That movie's always open small, normally, if you're not Star Wars. And then depending on the quality, leg it out to some extent. I just went even 100 US, then worldwide 450 for the possibility of a big breakout there. But this really was one I just kind of had a range. It could possibly make, 100 to 200 US. It could make 400 plus worldwide. Just depends how good it is.
Yeah. Not really a whole lot to say since we haven't gotten much footage, but I'm hoping I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
And the next one is actually a Sony movie I'm looking forward to.
Ain't that odd?
Yeah. It's not very often, but the animated Spider-Man movie, even though I'm not sure how the market will handle another Spider-Man movie that's not live action, it's probably going to be a lot smaller than I predict. But if it's good, hopefully it'll have legs.
And I really think the Black Panther effect is going to help here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to start calling it anyway. I'm not sure if other people have coined the term Black Panther effect, but just I think that's going to be the main draw for it. That Black Panther made so much money because people were dragging kids who don't usually see themselves as superheroes to go see a black superhero movie, and I'm thinking that's going to help this one out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Make it more unique than it's Spider-Man, but it's animated.
But yeah, the style it's extremely stylized. I can't wait to see the whole movie because the trailer just blows you away, basically.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
Only downside is Sony's titling Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm just calling it the animated Spider-Man movie. Thank you.
I don't know, Spider-Verse-ness. They're trying to build when the title gives you the impression of trying to build a universe.
It's right there. But the day they dropped the trailer, they announced the full title. So I see the title for the trailer, and I'm like, oh, Sony, why did you do that? No, and then I watched the trailer, I'm like, I'm so conflicted right now. So, yeah, as always, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think I've ended about every box office rundown. I guess that would be my phrase from now on.
Yeah, we should see. We'll see if we'll see our phrase we use at the end of each of our box office videos.
We'll see, I guess. Okay, so where are you going?
I forgot we hadn't gotten numbers yet. Okay,
we had already dropped our we'll see.
Usually if there's already a big franchise of something, then they have an animated version, like Batman in the 90s. There was a 90s Batman movie, and it barely made any money. Animated. Yeah, right. I was hoping that point got across. The Mask of the Phantasm or something. It barely made any money. I'm thinking if this one's got enough production and marketing, it should probably be a little bit more popular than that one in comparison.
I mean, that one was like the bottom of the barrel, the lowest you could possibly get, really. But
so I'm guessing 45 opening weekend.
Okay.
Legging it out, those December legs to 250.
Okay.
Might be a little big.
No. Yeah, I see the potential for even higher if it's something really great.
And then worldwide of 580.
Okay.
I try not to have the exact same numbers for different movies, but I guess 580 for Fantastic Beasts too.
And sometimes that's how it plays out, really. But opening weekend 44. So right about there with it. US 230. and worldwide 685.
Yep.
So as always, we'll see. We'll see.
Then the joy of the DC universe will grace us again.
On a very crowded weekend.
On a very crowded week. Oh yeah, did we mention these? Were all 4 of these movies on the same weekend, or just the last 3?
3 and open on the 21st, and then on Christmas Day, the last big one we will get to. But yeah, Aquaman, Alita Battle Angel,
So Spider-Verse
Bumblebee
isn't on that weekend.
No, that's the week before.
Okay.
The same week as Mortal Engines.
Okay, so Mortal Engines and Spider-Verse are in
Right.
the same weekend, and then the other 3. Okay.
So that's a lot of movies on one weekend, guys. I know it's the holidays, but that seems crowded. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anyway, as you were saying,
Yeah, the joy of the DC universe will grace us again with the appearance of Aquaman in his first solo movie.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll wait and see the movie to really say much, but
Wait and see a trailer. Really,
Yeah.
we really haven't gotten a trailer yet. It's summer now. That I'm really wondering what that means. If they're just trying to perfect it to get people really excited, or
are they trying to perfect anything?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten the sense that they're perfectionists.
That's what the director's saying, that he, before he reveals any footage, he wants the CGI to be perfect. So that means better look pretty darn good. Better than Justice League, at least. My goodness. Okay. Why did it take me that long? I'm like, what's on my face? My face? Oh gosh. Oh.
Probably run that joke into the ground.
No, you have to.
The internet has.
You
already.
have to, though.
But,
How did it happen?
okay. Aquaman.
Yes.
Opening weekend in December of 42.
Okay.
U.S. total of 130
Okay.
and worldwide of 435.
Okay. I'm really going the safest you could possibly go. I didn't know whether to go like a bomb, which that's what I'd call those numbers you just gave. But yeah, there's the outside shot. It could like be surprisingly good, kind of like Wonder Woman, and leg it through those December legs, man. They can perform miracles. So maybe that's the miracle that the DC needs. Because okay, I was doing research. Unless I missed something, there had not been any major superhero movie in December. Like you mentioned that animated Batman one. The biggest I could come up with was The Spirit, which opened to 6 million. So I don't know if December legs are exactly what DC needs to like just knock it out of the park. All depending on quality, of course, but yeah. And then this year we've got 2 major superhero movies opening in December, released a week apart. I'll just be curious to see if they'll just eat each other alive. But so yeah, really safe, just middle of the road. 52 opening weekend. They're legging it out to 208, which is smaller than Justice League, but nothing horrible, and worldwide 610. So just see see what the
Yeah.
trailer brings us, I guess.
I guessed low for
Sure, I don't blame
just
you.
a yes, low.
Uh-huh.
It's like if I think it was. I made these numbers after we already knew what Solo was making. I'm like,
I figured.
Solo is tanking that much, then
Aquaman. They don't care about Han Solo, but yeah, in the case of this one, that it doesn't have the controversy of recasting the character. So, and people claim Aquaman was one of the best things about Justice League. Okay,
was there
by
a best
default.
thing about Justice League?
If you're gonna say that, I guess go with Aquaman. Because what else
Doesn't really
will you
matter.
go with? No,
It's kind of like, yeah.
Uh-huh. No, it's weird. Watched Braven last night. That was a video on demand Jason Momoa action movie.
Braven?
Braven. His name is Joe Braven. He has to protect his cabin from drug dealers. But that actually sold me on Jason Momoa as an action star, surprisingly. I had been skeptical up to this point. But
What, Netflix?
not that I know of. Maybe it's on Amazon. I don't
But
know.
DVD, you got the
yeah.
DVD.
I'm old school.
Old school.
Anyway, so moving on from Aquaman to Alita, Battle Angel.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of.
what is it? An anime or manga adaptation? I can't remember.
Well,
those.
manga's comic.
I couldn't
comics,
remember.
Animes, cartoons.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it transcended from comics or not. Or it was like Ghost in the Shell, where it had a movie or a show, or I don't keep up with it.
Probably a comic first, so we'll say manga. But yeah, don't know anything about it really, the original material, but
We just had Ghost in the Shell.
yeah, it's kind of looks Ghost in the Shelly, and it is produced by James Cameron and directed by Robert Rodriguez, but
Does that mean
it doesn't really mean much. I don't think it's much of a draw.
Uh-huh.
I think the CGI main character is probably going to put most people off.
How could it not?
Yeah. So I'm guessing a measly 13 million opening weekend.
Okay.
A 52. You're probably guessing less by your face. But,
What?
52 US and worldwide of 140.
All right. If 13 is measly, then what is 8? Opening weekend of 8.
8. That's
Because
measly.
just yeah. But then those December legs, man, they work in mysterious ways. I'll go 67. That's higher than you, at least. But,
Yeah, we'll see.
And then
Can't stop using that phrase.
it just rolls off the tongue. It can't be stopped. But yeah, I might have overshot it, but I don't know what China likes. So worldwide 300, you could make 200 in China for all I know. Do
movies based on Japanese material do well in China?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Animes have done well.
I wasn't sure if they liked each other's stuff or not.
Yeah, on occasion, from what I can recall. But yeah, usually like blockbusters from India have been huge in China also. Not the same thing, but yeah, I'm not sure. Seems like as long as it's not Star Wars, China will watch it.
It's like, really? They brought all those guys out onto the Great Wall and they don't care.
Right.
It's like, as a marketing ploy, they brought an army of stormtroopers onto the Great Wall.
What was that with Force Awakens?
Probably.
Because Force Awakens did decent, and then after that, just bad. And so, finishing up that busy weekend, buzzy weekend, buzzy weekend, is Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee movie. Their Transformers first solo character Transformer movie, which we'll see how that works. Really,
What's the official title of this one again? Bumblebee the movie, the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, a Transformers adventure.
Transformer story. No,
I want to say it's Bumblebee the movie.
I think that's what I saw when I was doing research.
The
But
Transformers story.
yeah, it takes place in the '80s, so there should be some nostalgia buzz. Draw. I didn't even. That was not intentional.
Sure. Frankly, this has a lot going for it. It doesn't have Bay. It has this new 80s setting. It has Haley Steinfeld, who's very talented. And it's got the director of Kubo and the Two Strings.
Which he has so many responsibilities at Leica. He's the CEO of Leica, and
Isn't that crazy?
They took him off that to direct Paramount blockbuster.
So maybe he'll be the savior of the franchise. I'm optimistic. But by default, it's going to be better than any Transformers sequel.
Uh-huh.
How can it not?
Seriously. Optimistic about it at least. But I think people are still burned on the Transformers franchise. So I'm guessing, which compared to the last Transformers movie, this is still, I guess more than the last Transformers movie, but 38 million opening, legging out to 155 with not a US total, worldwide total of 415.
Okay. I will go with a smaller opening of 21.
Ouch!
Because since it has that. Does it make it bad will of the franchise? That opening small, but then hey, if it is actually pretty darn good, then legging it out to 154.
Really 4? You had 4?
154. Yeah. You had 155.
Yeah, that's close. I thought you were saying it like you were changing it just so we didn't tie, but wow.
I was setting you up. But then worldwide, I don't know, 520. That's kind of what I was thinking. Just less than the last one, but still decent enough. China money. Can't forget the China money.
All that China money. Okay, so probably the biggest movie in December, at least that we think.
That's what I'm putting my money on.
Opening Christmas Day, Mary Poppins Returns.
And Christmas Day is on a Tuesday, and we are predicting the 3-day weekend.
The 3-day weekend, yes. And December musicals have done very well recently.
Very much so.
Especially since this one's Disney and musical really, that usually even kicks stuff further. So we're guessing, but I'm guessing 52 opening.
Okay.
Which that's after it's had several days during the week, which probably will be its biggest days. Christmas, those days after Christmas might be its biggest days. Then legging it out to 370.
Interesting.
Maybe that's too much, but
I don't blame you one bit.
And worldwide of 820.
Okay. All right, so last year, when you take out Star Wars, the two biggest movies of the holiday season were a nostalgic-driven sequel of a family favorite, Jumanji, that made 400, and another December musical that was The Greatest Showman. I'm sure he was The Greatest Showman. I never watched it, but made 170. You combine those numbers and you get 570, and so with an opening weekend of 39, my U.S. total will be 348. I'm not going that high. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry.
Because, yeah, after your reaction to mine, I didn't think you guessed more than me, U.S. total.
I am saying potential is there for something crazy, but I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, 340, 370. I think that's a safe bet. But yeah, and then the 39 opening weekend. That for me, it's always been tough. Predicting a weekend where it is already open several days before. So
Yeah.
but I'm expecting maybe 3 weekends in a row of 30 or more. So, but that's how December works. Worldwide 890. So, yeah, about the same.
Yeah. So yeah, those are just the list of movies that we chose to predict for. I know there's probably a lot of other movies that will be bigger than some of the movies we predicted for, or
Yeah.
are on other people's radar that aren't on our radar. That doesn't mean we're ignoring those movies. It's just
Can't do them all.
yeah, can't do them all. These are the ones we thought we'd enjoy predicting for.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we'll probably be back before the end of the year with predictions for the next section of 2019, and then probably sometime in it might almost be late spring 2019 before we have like worldwide results for this year. We'll probably cover all that and the results in one fell swoop.
Mm.
So results for this year, next year sometime. It's gonna be busy.
Yep.
So, yeah. Hey, look forward to keep doing that.
Yep.
Alright. See you guys next time.
Oh,
Wait. And we'll see.
Yes, we